Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmaniimmigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I am a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Very excited to bring you today's video. Before we get started on the video, I request you to kindly subscribe to the channel. On this channel, we talk a lot about Canadian immigration update news. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit from this. So today's video, I'm sharing with you a very important pilot program. What is the program? Let's see. So this program is called Agri-Food Pilot Program 2022. You guessed it, this is a pilot program. So what is the program? Let's see. Agri-Food Pilot Program, this is a 3-year pilot program. So just like many other pilot programs, this program also runs for a short duration of 3 years. So pilot programs have a tendency, they have two things. One, it runs for a particular duration, 2 years, 1 year. If government finds that this is okay, then they make it a permanent program, otherwise they scrap it. That's one thing with this. The second thing is usually they have a quota system. So in this program also there is a quota system. Let's see what it is. So 3-year pilot program. The program, why this program is designed? This program is designed to meet the needs of Canadian agri-food industry. And this was started on 15th May 2020. This program will finish by 15th May 2023. Keep this date in mind. 15th May 2023, this program will finish. Now, quota system. As I said, there is a cap. 2,750 applications only will be taken. And when we say 2,750, these are from the primary applicant. The families which are included won't be counted in that. So only the primary applicant, 2,750 are max which can be taken into consideration under this program. So this is again first come first serve basis, and the program is designed to provide the permanent residence to whom? To temporary visa holders. Number one. Number two, living in Canada. They are already existing living in Canada. Number three, they are doing a full-time work. Number four, they have experience in certain, not all agri-food industries are eligible. Certain agri-food industries are eligible. So only experience in certain categories. So what are the requirements? The most important question is always there. What are the requirements of this agri-food pilot program? Like many programs, we have which have first of all education, then language requirements. The problem with many programs is they have a very high benchmark. The education requirement is sometimes a university degree is required, or sometimes other language requirements are high. In this program, nothing like that. Let's see what the requirements are. So first thing, as I said, language, education requirement. The second thing is language. The third thing is work experience. The fourth thing is job offer, qualifying job offer. The fifth thing is settlement fund, and lastly, the person should already be in Canada. So these are the 6 things. Let's see one by one each of them. So the first thing is education requirement. So education requirement, as I've already mentioned, it is very relaxed and very lenient. Education requirement is there. You need to be just a high school graduate. You don't need any kind of university or college degree. So that's the first important thing for this. This is the beauty of this program. You do not need a education, a university education or a college education. All you need is a high school graduate equivalent to grade 12 or +2, whatever we call it. So that's all we need. Of course, if you have not studied from Canada, then you have to get the ECA done, which is Educational Credential Assessment, and there are 5 independent bodies which do that, which are third-party agencies. WES is one of the very famous one. You can choose anyone for getting your education credential assessment done, ECA. That's number 1 requirement. Number 2 requirement, as I said, is language test. So unlike many other courses where language requirement is very, very high, sometimes CLB 7 is required, CLB 6 is required, here, incredible, unbelievable, just CLB 4 is needed. CLB 4, just CLB 4, very, very low, easily attainable, right? Results should have to be within the last 2 years when you file the application. You need to take English or French. I'm not talking about French here. Usually people prefer to do English, but French you have TCF and TEF, so you can take those tests. But in terms of English, you have 2 tests which are language tests which are available, which is CELPIP, and the other one is IELTS General. So you can take either one of them. You need to have CLB 4, and when it comes to be CLB 4, it translates into the score of IELTS. We see speaking 4, listening 4.5, reading 3.5, and writing 4. So very, very easy to obtain. That's really the beauty of this entire program. Now, we have seen education, we have seen language. Now, the third thing is work experience. The work experience has to be 1 year within the last 3 years. 1 year within the last 3 years. So how 1 year translates is, 1 year is translated as 30 hours per week, and if you multiply by 52 weeks, you get 1560 hours. This is the number you get. This much work experience you should have. The work should be full-time, non-seasonal, paid work, not voluntary somewhere, paid work, and in Canada under a valid work permit. What type of work permit? The work permit has to be through LMIA. That's the important part. You can have a work permit, open work permit from many other sources, but only LMIA based work permit is needed for this program. That's the important part. Next, work experience has to be in some particular NOC codes. We'll share the NOC codes with you. The other thing which I want to say is that, as I already mentioned, you can have a work permit through different sources. There could be temporary foreign workers, or there could be other options, but it could be a ICT, intra-company transfer also. But here we are only talking about the work permit which is through your LMIA. If you have any other work permit, open work permit, it will not count. Okay, so here are the codes, the NOC codes, which are important. The NOC code like retail butcher, industrial butcher, farm supervisors, food processing laborers. These are the NOC codes which are relevant for this program. Greenhouses, nursery, floriculture production. So the NOC codes are farm supervisor, general farm labor, harvesting laborers, and animal production, excluding aquaculture. So aquaculture is those like you do it for water or marine culture. So that is excluded. So what you have is farm supervisors, general farm workers. Now, as I said, there is a quota system. Within this quota also, if you look into this, each category has certain number of only applications. The maximum go to retail butcher and food processing laborer. So retail butcher is 1,470 cap is available. That means this much applications for retail butcher can be taken into consideration, and food processing laborer 730 can be taken into consideration. General farm worker 200, harvesting laborer 300. Total, if you make the total, it will come to 2,750. This is the same number as caregiver. In caregiver we talked about child care, and also we talked about home support worker. So they both of them had 2,750 each. So here also 2,750. And if you have not seen my video, you can go and check on that home support worker or caregiver. So other thing which I mentioned is the job offer. This is the fourth item. We already talked about education, language test, and also talked about the work experience. Fourth is job offer. Job offer has to be genuine. Word genuine holds the key. This is very important. IRCC officers can immediately make out if the offer is genuine or not. So it has to be genuine, full-time, which is 30 hours per week. Permanent, there should not be an end date, set end date, that your work will end by this time, your work will end by this date. That should not be there. Non-seasonal means it has to be consistent, regularly scheduled, paid employment throughout the year. For seasonal, there are other categories like temporary foreign workers category. So it doesn't cover that. Here it is non-seasonal. It should be throughout the year and should be in a particular NOC code which I already shared with you. The employer should be Canadian, any Canadian employer, but he cannot be from province of Quebec. So outside the province of Quebec can be any employer who is participating in this kind of trade or eligible occupation. That's a key. He is doing the eligible occupation and he can be anywhere located in Canada outside the province of Quebec. So next we talk about settlement fund. Settlement fund is the money which you show to the government that you can easily settle. You and your family can easily settle once you immigrate here. You can settle and you have that much money available. You can show your bank statements and other things for giving a proof to of the settlement fund. But as I said, proof for the money that you have in Canada you can show. But one thing important, you do not need to show the settlement fund if you hold a valid work permit and doing a job. So if you are within Canada holding a valid work permit and a job, you do not need to show settlement fund. If you are outside Canada or you are out of the job, then you have to show proof of the settlement fund. The amount must meet the like code table. Here is the like code table. So they do vary, but this is roughly here if one family member is required there, that is the person primary applicant himself, then only 13,000. If his spouse is there, then it is 16. If a husband, wife and a child are there, then 20,000. So this is the LICO table. Last thing, as I said, is the sixth thing is person has to be already in Canada. So these are the things. What is the process? How the process operates? This is very important. So let's see. So suppose you are here in India, and where do you want to go? You want to go to Canada, right? So what you will do? You will take aeroplane and take a visa, work permit. That work permit has to be LMIA based. You land there in Canada. In Canada, you do work for 1 year. This is the minimum requirement, right? So 1 year work should be there, and then after doing the 1 year work, you can apply for what? You can apply for PR card. This is as simple as that. I'm trying to make a process simpler for your understanding. Now, this is kind of a quick snapshot of how the LMIA looks like. So this is the LMIA for permanent residence for a retail butcher. That's the NOC code with a job title, the province is mentioned, the NOC code is mentioned, the education language requirement, secondary school is also mentioned here. So our office once again is located here in Brampton. If you find any challenges understanding this, you can review the video again, or you can reach out to us, to our office. Our email and phone numbers are also listed here. Once again, thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.